What's going on, Jacksonville Jaguars fans? It's your boy JP Football Fanatics here, back with you once again with another record prediction video where we get to talk about the Jacksonville Jags here on JP Football Fanatics for the 2023-24 NFL season. The Jags last year coming off of a nice postseason run up until the AFC divisional round. Now they're coming back this year under second-year head coach of Doug Peterson, third-year quarterback in Trevor Lawrence, and with a nice, explosive, a team that could probably fly under the radar this season of an offense, such as Calvin Ridley, Travis Etienne, Christian Kirk, Evan Ingram, you name it. There are a lot of low-key radar players on this offensive team for the Jags that are probably going to make a dark horse appearance this year and make a run in the playoffs. So, in my honest opinion, I think the Jags are going to be a pretty good team this year. I think they're going to be a team that's solid. They're going to be a team that's going to be tough to beat, a team that some teams may be able to beat, but I think they're going to be in it in every single week. So, what do you think about the Jags this year? Do you think they're above or below 500? Do you think they're a playoff team? Do you even think they're a Super Bowl team? Let me know in the comments down below. It's JP Football Fanatics giving you the 2023-24 Jacksonville Jaguars season. And before we get started, please be sure to drop a like on this video with a thumbs up. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button as well and hit the notification bell. So when you're doing that, every time that I post new content for the NFL season, you'll be able to be in tune of everything that I have posted, whether if it's podcasts, if I'm going live, or if it's a pre-recorded podcast that I have already pre-recorded and so on. Those things you'll be able to be in more contact with, and, you'll be able to tune into them as well. So, give me the best feedback that you can possible. I hope you're enjoying these videos. Let's get started with the Jacksonville Jags for the 2023-24 season. Here is the schedule for the Jacksonville Jags. So again, as I said, the Jags, I think they're a team that can really compete with a lot of other teams this year. I think they're a team that is a dark horse. I think they're good enough to be able to beat good teams and hang in there with the big dogs. So let's go ahead and let's get started. Week 1, you play the Indianapolis Colts. I believe you're going to beat the Colts twice this year. I think you're going to sweep them, especially you're going to beat them in Jacksonville because, let's be honest, I'm sorry, to beat the Colts in Jacksonville. Let's be honest. You've owned Indianapolis for a lot of years. I believe it's like 9 straight years where the Jags have beaten the Colts at home. I think that's going to continue to happen. Again, as I said, my Colts prediction video, I think they're a couple of years away from making like that next step. So they're not a playoff team this year, but the Jags are, and I think they beat the Colts twice. Week number 2, you play the Kansas City Chiefs. So you play Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, and you play them at home. I think this game can go either way. I think the Kansas City Chiefs will be coming off, after week 1 game against the Detroit Lions. They're going to want to come in here. They're going to get a rematch with the Jags, who they beat in the AFC divisional round a year ago. I think the Jags are poised to do some really big things against the Chiefs. Do I think they're equipped yet to be able to beat the Chiefs? I personally don't think so. I don't think they're able to really beat Patrick Mahomes and company. I think they need some good corners and some good linebackers as well. Besides Josh Allen, that's really good for this team. They still need a lot of work. So I think the Chiefs will still take that one in week 2. Week 3, you play the Texans. I believe you should be able to beat the Texans, well, at least once this year. And especially you should be able to beat them in Jacksonville. You may even be able to sweep them. I'm not sure if you are going to sweep them or not, but at least you'll win in week 3 at home. So I'll leave it at that for now. And then I believe they play them later on. Well, they do play them later on in the season, week 12. So I'll say for right now that you're probably going to beat the Texans twice this year. So I think that's another team you can probably say that, you can sweep. Week 4, you play the Atlanta Falcons. This is a good matchup here with 2 really good running backs, Travis Etienne, Bijan Robinson. I think it could go either way, but this game is in Jacksonville, so I think Jacksonville should be able to win that one. Week 5, you play the Bills. I think the Bills are still going to beat you. I think the Bills are still a very good AFC team, NFL team at least too. Really tough defense that they're going to have to play. And the game is not being played in Jacksonville. It's in Buffalo, so that makes a whole wide world difference. I think they're going to be competitive in this game. I think they'll keep it close. It could even be a defensive kind of game between the two teams. But I think the Bills this time, unlike last time where Trevor Lawrence came in and beat Buffalo at home 9-6 by field goals, I don't think that's going to happen again. But I could see it definitely being like a low scoring affair. So Bills will win week 5. Then you go to Thursday Night Football and then you play the New Orleans Saints in New Orleans. I could see this game going either way as well. I think this is a tough defensive game for Jacksonville. This will be one of the toughest defenses that they will be playing besides the Bills and the Colts at this time. So a game that's going to go either way. I could definitely see the Saints winning this game for sure. Just because it is being played in the dome, and that's where the Saints usually play their best football is at home. So I think the Saints, I think Derek Carr probably could upset you in a way. I think the Saints are a good enough team that are gonna they're going to play you the best way that they possibly can. And I think it can definitely start in that time frame, so that in that prime time setting. So I'll say the Saints win this one. They find a way. I don't know any other way of how to really explain it or like kind of say why it's going to be like a shocker here, but I think the Saints find a way to win it. Week 8, you play the Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh. I believe I did pick you guys to beat Pittsburgh. I think you could beat them this year. I know the game is being played in Pittsburgh, and that's not an easy place to play, especially if you're twirling the terrible towels in Pittsburgh. That's not easy to do. But I also do believe you are more talented than the Steelers are, especially offensively. And I trust, Doug Peterson's trick plays to be able to beat the Steelers. So that's why I'm going with that. Week 10, you come off the bye in week 9, and you go back to week 10, and you play the San Francisco 49ers. I think this game could go either way. Again, in Jacksonville, San Francisco, it's all going to depend on whether or not Brock Purdy is ready to go, or if it's still Sam Darnold, or at this point, could be Trey Lance. Who really knows? I think San Fran can probably win this game. I think it's a tough matchup here. I think it's very hard to go in there and beat Kyle Shanahan's defense. It's never an easy game per se. Even with quarterback position, whether if it's going to be Trey Lance or if it's going to be Sam Darnold or it's going to be Brock Purdy at this point, I think you have enough like Deebo Samuel, George Kittle. The Jacksonville's defense is very inconsistent and can be kind of tricky to find follow up with at times. So I think Kyle Shanahan's defense is going to be a lot, especially that pass rush and the run defense. So I think they can do just enough to beat you guys in Jacksonville. Week 11, you play the Tennessee Titans. I know the Titans are, a team that's in kind of a rebuild mode. I think they're still going to be competitive week in and week out. So I think you guys lose to them in week 11. We'll just say that you lose to them at home. And you beat them in the last week of the season, week 18, to make the playoffs. So, and you should be able to win the division by then. But no, it'll be a tough game. Mike Vrabel will keep you guys in the game, of course, defensively. So, that's where we can look at with that. Then you go to Monday Night Football and you play the Cincinnati Bengals. I think the Bengals, I believe I did pick Jacksonville. I think I picked Jacksonville to win this game, actually at home. So, another game that can go either way, to the battle of two number 1 overall quarterbacks in back-to-back drafts of 2020 and 2021. So that can definitely play a big factor in there too. So, but I think if the game was being played in Cincinnati, I would say the Bengals would win. But since it's being played in Jacksonville, I probably would say Jacksonville can do what they can. I think they can upset the Bengals. Week 14, you play the Cleveland Browns at the Cleveland Browns. I believe I picked Jacksonville to beat the Browns. If I'm not mistaken, I believe I did. So I will put them down as that for now. I'll go back to it as soon as my mind is kind of refreshed from it and everything. But I do believe I did pick the Jags to beat the Browns in week 14. Week 15, you play the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens, another really good team. This year, AFC North team, one of the best ones out there. So the game can definitely go either way. I think the Ravens, I did pick the Ravens. I believe I did pick the Ravens. I'll double check on that just to be on the safe side. I believe I did pick them. But actually I did pick Jacksonville. So I just checked that one. So I think Jacksonville will be, starting to get a little bit hot here. So I think Jacksonville can beat you guys at home again. I think they can find that upset. I believe the game is also a Sunday Night Football game, and it is. So that will be really exciting to see. I think you guys can do what you can to beat them up. So, that'll be a tough game, but it'll be a fun game nonetheless. Week 16, you play the Tampa Bay Bucks. You should be able to beat the Bucks. I don't really see the Bucks really being anything that special this year. So I don't think they're really going to be anything special this year. Especially, offensively without Tom Brady, that's never an easy, you can never, replace Tom Brady, the GOAT, of course. So that will definitely be a tough one to do. Then you go to week 17, you play the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers will be fighting for a playoff spot. So this is a game that will definitely be a must win for them. But I don't think they're going to be able to beat them, especially, I don't think, I think you guys can beat them. I don't think they're, the Panthers are going to be able to beat you guys at home, especially. So I think Jacksonville will win in week 17. So right now I have the Jags being at 12-5. So some people may say that's a little bit unrealistic. Some people could say that like 12 wins is a lot for the Jags, and they probably should be, decreased with their losses a little bit, which, again, I can definitely see. With the Bengals, I could see the Bengals beating them. That's probably one of the more premier games. I could see them beating on primetime in Jacksonville. You guys go 11-6. Oh, sorry guys. Hold on one second. Just lost it right there. There it is. Like I feel like you guys could lose to Cincinnati and vice versa, or you could lose to both Cincinnati and Baltimore, and then you go down to 10-7. Like that's something that I feel like could definitely happen. I think your ceiling is at 12, but your lowest is going to be at 10. And you should be able to win this division. I think Jacksonville should win the division this year. So I don't have too much concerns about it. But yeah, I think it's going to be a nice season. I think it will be a better season for the Jags this year, and Trevor Lawrence and Doug Peterson and company. I think it will be a better season. I think you guys have done a lot of nice things. So yeah, I think you guys will be good. What do you guys think about the Jags this year? Do you think they're a winning team? Do you think they're a team that can go in there and, be able to compete with the big dogs like the Bills and the Chiefs and the Bengals? Do you think they're right there with them? Or do you think they're still a couple of years away from being like that top dog in the AFC? Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. It's JP Football Fanatics. Thank you for tuning in. Please be sure to drop a like on this video. Be sure to also hit that subscribe button as well and the notification bell, and leave a comment down below. Give me the best feedback that you guys have for me as far as football goes. I really enjoy doing these all the time with you guys, and I want to be able to continue doing that with you all. So please do all those things: like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It's going to help the channel grow. It's James. Thanks for watching. Have a great night. Peace.